Intriguing tale of a Pakistani girl who crossed two countries to marry her Indian lover. Karachi, February 24, PTI. The intriguing story of how a shy, teenage Pakistani girl traveled on her own to Bengaluru to meet and marry an Indian man was revealed by her uncle, who said she sold her jewelry and borrowed money from friends to buy air tickets to Dubai and onwards to Kathmandu, from where she crossed into India. The girl, identified as Aitra Jeevani, was recovered last month from Bengaluru, where she was living with a Hindu man, Milan Yadav, who is now in jail. She was handed over to the Pakistani authorities on Sunday at the Wagah border. They met online and fell in love and later decided to get married. Following this, she reached Nepal a few months ago and they got married. Family sources in Pakistan's Sindh province, who didn't want to be named, claimed Aitra had returned home after her father, uncle and mother went to Lahore to receive her after Indian authorities handed her over to their Pakistani counterparts. The intriguing story started in September last when Aitra went missing after going to college. Requests to speak to Aitra were not successful, but her father, Sohail Jiwani, said the matter was now closed forever. We still don't know how she could muster up the courage to go to India by herself. She has always been a shy girl. We're as mystified as everyone else, he said. One family source said the family was still to recover from the shock of what took place in the last 4 months. Questions still remain over how the 16-year-old Aitra managed to travel from Karachi to Dubai, then to Kathmandu, and from there to India. And she undertook this long and dangerous journey because she had fallen in love with an Indian man who she thought was a Muslim software engineer, Samir Ansari, the family source said. Ansari in reality was 26-year-old Mulayam Singh Yadav, a security guard in Bengaluru whom Aitra met while playing online Ludo games. Aitra sold her jewelry and borrowed money from her college friends to buy air tickets to Dubai and onwards to Kathmandu, from where Yadav, from Uttar Pradesh, had arranged for her to be brought into Bengaluru via the India-Nepal border, where he met her and took her to his home. Japanese startup unveils balloon flight space viewing tours. A Japanese startup announced plans Tuesday to launch commercial space viewing balloon flights that it hopes will bring an otherwise astronomically expensive experience down to Earth. Company CEO Keisuke Iwaya said passengers do not need to be billionaires, go through intense training, or have the language skills needed to fly in a rocket. It's safe, economical and gentle for people, Iwaya told reporters. The idea is to make space tourism for everyone. He said he wants to democratize space. The company, Iwaya Giken, based in Sapporo in northern Japan, has been working on the project since 2012 and says it has developed an airtight 2-seat cabin and a balloon capable of rising up to an altitude of 25 kilometers 15 miles, where the curve of the Earth can be clearly viewed. While passengers won't be in outer space, the balloon only goes up to roughly the middle of the stratosphere. They'll be higher than a jet plane flies and have an unobstructed view of outer space. The company teamed up with major Japanese travel agency JTB Corp., which announced plans to collaborate on the project when the company is ready for a commercial trip. Initially, a flight would cost about 24 million yen, $180,000, but Iwaya said he aims to eventually bring it down to several million yen, tens of thousands of dollars. Diesel promotes safe sex with 200,000 condom box mountain at Milan Fashion Week. The first day of Milan Fashion Week, which will go on till February 27, brought sexiness and intimacy to the forefront, with brands pushing boundaries with their fall-winter 2023 collections. The attendees arriving for Diesel's show were taken in by surprise as they were met by a giant mountain made of 200,000 Durex condom boxes as a backdrop of the Italian brand's show. In a bid to promote sex positivity, models walked around this condom mountain set designed by Christoph J. Lukasik, to highlight both safe sex and Diesel's upcoming capsule collection with Durex, which is set to release in April. As part of the campaign, the brand also plans to give away 300,000 boxes of condoms in its stores globally. We like to play at Diesel, and we are serious about it. Have fun, respect each other, be safe, creative director Glenn Martins said in a statement. According to the brand, it stands for democracy, choice, and sex positivity as a human right. Martins said that the collection is more condensed and concentrated, more grown up, fun and strong, and playful. There are the 4 pillars of Diesel: denim, utility, pop and artisanal, and we push the experimentation with each of them, he said. As per the brand, the collection explored freedom, pleasure, experimentation, and play, with models sashaying down the runway in torn, distressed, shredded, and seemingly torched garments. In keeping with the theme, while the women's wear collection included ultra-low-rise jeans, denim garments with sheer meshed lace panels, and silky looks with chains, the menswear garments had oversized hoodies and grey pinstripe jackets and trousers. Girl, 12, among 7 shot dead after they laughed at players for losing 2 pool games. 7 people have died, including a 12-year-old girl, after 2 gunmen went on a rampage at a pool hall in Brazil after people mocked them for losing a game. The men lost 2 consecutive games in Sinop City, in the state of Mato Grosso, on Tuesday, and went ballistic when the other players laughed at them for losing, Newsflash reported. The chilling footage shows one of the men lining up the victims against the wall in preparation for an execution-style shooting, while the other grabs a shotgun from a pickup truck. In a matter of seconds, the people who were enjoying their afternoon of pool playing are all dead on the ground. The first man in a white t-shirt is shot at point-blank range while the other man joins in with his handgun. One woman is seen holding up her arms as the gunmen leave the scene of the massacre. It is understood only a few survived. The murderers eventually flee the scene, grabbing small amounts of cash on pool tables, as well as a woman's purse. The 6 who died instantly were identified as Larissa Frasau de Almeida, 12, Orisberto Pereira Souza, 38, Adriano Balbinot, 46, Getúlio Rodrigues Frasau Jr., 36, Josue Ramos Tenorio, 48, and Maciel Bruno de Andrade Costa, 35. A 7th, Elizu Santos da Silva, 47, was pronounced dead later. Police said the shooters, who were identified as Edgar Ricardo de Oliveira, 30, and Ezequias Souza Ribeiro, 27, fled the scene and are still on the run. Delegate of the civil police, Braulio Junqueira, said Oliveira had played a pool game against one of the victims on Tuesday morning and lost around 4,000 reais, £640. In the afternoon, he returned with Ezekiel and challenged the man for a second time but lost again, prompting bystanders to laugh. The officer said, "The way it happened, it is clear that some victims may not even have been involved with the game that was taking place at the establishment." According to police records, Oliveira had been arrested in the past for domestic violence.